Hello, this is Shaun Thomas, and today I'm going to go over my Bluetooth Project 3 for EGR425. Um, so my project essentially is um, the Bop It game, but built into the M5, and it uses Bluetooth BLE to connect the M5 that runs the Arduino program to a phone that um, will wait for the M5 to talk to it, and then it'll relay commands that the user must perform. So the way that it works is I have a phone here, and then I have my M5, and then I can add players to my game, and then I can determine if I want to do random mode or taskmaster mode, and I can set the reaction time, and then I can connect to my M5 device, and the M5 device name is in the bottom right hand corner right here. So I have it set to Shaun M5 default, but that can be changed in the code. And I scan for the M5, and then when it's connected, you'll see a connection screen on the M5. Um, and then now that I have people here, if I want to, I can change their names. Um, and then now I can start the game. So on the phone, it shows a command that needs to happen, or that's currently happening, and then on the M5, you complete the command. Currently, the twist it and shake it commands don't work because this M5's accelerometer is broken. But as you can see here, we have different commands such as um, slide it again, pop it, and there's also the shake it command and the twist command. So this is the shake command, but again, the accelerometer doesn't work on this M5, so that feature doesn't work. The feature works, but not on this M5 that can display. Um, but then whoever remains at the end is the winner, and then you can play again. This time I'm going to try the Taskmaster mode out, and in this mode, um, when I start the game, uh, you have one player that's on the phone, and they can press what task the next person has to do. So right now I'm playing, and then someone will be on the phone, then press bop it, and then I have to press bop it right here. Um, Again, they can press slide it, and then player two has to slide it. Um, and then they can do twist it and shake it as well. But again, this M5 is broken, so it doesn't work on this M5. So I'm just gonna quickly run through this so the game ends. Um, so that's pretty much all the functionality. There's also a how to play screen here that just gives a simple overview. Um, but that's essentially all of the app's features. So I'm going to walk through some of the code. So the main code that I have for this um, essentially is this BLE manager.ts, which does all the BLE managing and connections in TypeScript for my React Native app. And then also the main.cpp, which does all the M5 code. So in BLE manager.ts, we have the service UID and characteristics UID hard coded in, and that should match the ones that are in main.cpp. And then here's this BLE manager class. So we have the manager, device, and subscription. And when you call it, creates a new BLE manager. And then so this is for getting the person to use Bluetooth on Android. And then we scan for the device by giving it the name, which we type in, and then it will connect to it. And then here's where the actual connection happens, and we look for the services and characteristics. And then here's where we listen to changes by subscribing to notifications, because the M5, I believe, is the actual server, and then the phone's the client. And then here we can unsubscribe. And then here we send messages to the M5 so that we can tell it what current turn it is, whose turn it is, and um, if they're eliminated and all that. And here's the disconnect as well. Um, so this code is called, I believe, in index.tsx. Um, so this is just the UI pretty much, and um, should be somewhere down here where we connect when we enter and press the um, connect M5 button. And then here's the game logic um, that renders which players are still available and whose turn it is. And again, this is all UI pretty much, but the logic's still in here somewhere. Um, so that's all the app code, and then here's the Arduino code. Um, so here we have the um, just the default screen pretty much with the red, blue, green, yellow dots, and then any text you want to put on it, just to make the UI look a little nicer. Um, here's the accelerometer function that would get the acceleration data, so that you can get the shake and twist functions. But again, my M5 is broken, so I couldn't demo that. That's how that would work. And then here's the function to get the touch point that's touch on the screen. And then here we set up our BLE callbacks, um, so that we can communicate between the M5 and the React Native app. And then more callbacks as well here. And it's in this format where we have the player's name and then the command that they need to use so that the M5 can receive instructions from the phone so that the M5 displays which screen needs to happen. And then here's a send success function so that it knows that a player is safe. Um, and then here we have a else if statement determining which screen needs to be drawn and which command needs to be handled. Here's the Bob screen. It randomly chooses where to put the red dot, so it's a little bit more difficult instead of having it in the same place. And then the handle block interaction makes sure that the center is touched. Here's the slider that's drawn for the slide it function, and then the handle slider interaction so that the slider interaction um, it knows when it's been fully slid, I guess. Here's the draw twist screen. Um, Essentially just two semicircles with arrows on the end to indicate you twist the M5. Handle twist interaction, again, this would work if my M5 wasn't broken. I hope at least, but this is essentially how this works is it has a threshold accelerometer in the Y direction needs to turn so that the M5 has been quote unquote twisted. And then draw a shake screen, essentially just the M5 being drawn on the M5 with like lines coming out to indicate you need to shake it. And then again, more accelerometer stuff. And then we have thresholds to determine if it's been shaken or shook, I guess, enough. Your setup function, generic setup stuff, having the serial, setting up the M5, and then accelerometer stuff should be here somewhere as well. I believe that's this. And then setting up BLE, and then again, using the center dot string to set up an initialization, and as well as telling the user to connect to the phone. And then here's our loop function. Essentially just waits for each command that needs to occur. And then here's our function to broadcast the BLE server so that the React Native app can connect to it. So I believe that's all the functionality I want to demo for this app in this game. So that was my EGR425 Project 3 M5 Bop It code and demo.